everyone, and welcome to American Firearms Network. We appreciate all of you, all of our subscribers, and for those of you who are watching for the first time, we hope you enjoy the show and subscribe. Today's topic is going to be training with your firearm. What a broad topic, and something that we can talk about probably until tomorrow morning if you had to. Okay?
Exactly.
So, what do you think? I mean, training with your firearm, how important is training? And what I want to bring up, the big trend that I'm seeing now, it's not a trend, it's been going on for a long time, but a lot of my friends have really gravitated towards those micros, those micro 9s. You know, like the Springfield Hellcat, you have the little P365s, right? You have what you carry, the Glock 43X. I mean, these are great guns, but my opinion, right, because I have the Hellcat, which I like, you got to train much more with those micros than the compact or even the full-size guns. I mean, they're just hard to shoot.
Yeah, for accuracy, you really need to train with those guns, Todd. You know, I'm surprised the amount of people that buy guns and don't train them. It's crazy.
It is absolutely crazy, and I agree with you, and especially with these small guns. I mean, you have to go into the range. You cannot expect to, if you, God forbid, you're ever in a defensive situation, you know, you have this micro gun, this small gun that fits in the palm of your hand. If you think you're going to just have no training and you're going to shoot that guy, you might be 4 or 5 feet from that guy, and guess what? You might not even hit him.
Exactly.
You might not even hit him. Okay? That's the recoil, the way the gun handles. You might not even hit him.
Well, not only that, Todd. God forbid if you're in a situation that you have to protect your life, there's a lot of adrenaline that's going around. A lot of stress. So you have to be able to train in a certain way where you're not going to get the exact feel, but there's certain stresses that we can do in training that will get your heart rate up, so that will allow you to shoot under stress. And that's where the training comes in.
Yeah, very, very true. And even, you know, listen, the more you practice with your firearm, the more you know your gun, and the more you come into tune with it. You know, like you said, there's a lot of defensive training that you can do. There's a lot of scenario-based training.
Right.
But the more you shoot, and the more comfortable you get with your gun, even though it's the most stressful situation in the world, you'll still be much more comfortable and be able to handle.
Exactly.
A better chance of handling that scenario.
Yeah.
You know.
I try to always, when I speak to people about training with your firearm, I kind of get them in the mindset that you have to be able to use your firearm in any condition, any situation. You should be able to use your firearm shooting with one hand. You should be able to use your firearm shooting with your left hand. You should be able to use your firearm on your knees, on your back. You know, you can't just be static, standing in one place.
Agreed. Wow,
shooting.
So important.
You've got to train in all sorts of scenarios.
Yes.
And by doing that, it becomes accustomed to you. Shooting behind cover. You know, you're not maybe in a position, especially when you go into a restaurant and you have to go under the table to pull your firearm out and take aim. If you haven't been training, you're not going to be able to do that when the time really comes for you to do that.
So important, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
Okay. And what goes on, last July, Florida was made a constitutional state. Right?
Yeah.
You don't need your license anymore. People can just go in and buy a gun.
Right.
You know, so there should be mandatory training. Right?
There should
people
be.
with a new firearm. I mean, I think it's important. And you know, let's talk about a little bit about dry firing. For those of you who don't know about dry firing, it's practicing without live ammunition. You can do this in your home, in your bedroom, in your garage, outdoors in your backyard, and it's just practicing with your gun. Your fundamentals, right? You're practicing with your stance, your grip, your trigger control, and your aim, and just continually get comfortable with your stance. What kind of stance do you like? Do you like the isosceles? Do you like the Weaver? Do you create your own little stance that you like? You know what I mean? You know, I always tell everyone you want to get in that fighter position.
Yeah.
You know, one leg back a little bit, bend your knees just a little, lean forward. But you know, there is kind of a science to all of this, but you know, you might, find your own little way that works best for you. But you should be practicing your stance Your grip, make sure you have a good grip, trigger control, aim. Put a laser in that. They sell lots of different types of lasers.
Yeah.
Put a laser in the barrel where you can dry fire, and they have these tools, these lights where you can, every time you rack the slide back, you press the trigger, the laser hits the light, and the light goes off. You just practice that type of stuff, just basics, and that's tremendously helpful.
Yeah,
right?
and I was doing some dry fire on the weekend, and I have a timer, a short timer. And what that basically does is that you time it how soon you want the timer to go off. And it goes off, and I draw from concealment. And I practice that over and over again, drawing from concealment. I'll put a jacket on because I go to church, and in church I wear a suit. So I'm practicing with the suit on. You got to do this stuff. You've got to do this stuff. It's not about just buying a gun, putting it in the case, and never training with it. You've got to train with that gun.
Because when the time comes, God forbid, you are not going to be ready. You're going to panic holding that gun. You don't even know. You might not even be aware that there's one in the chamber, one not in the chamber. I forgot everything. I forgot to unlock the gun. I forgot to, put one in the chamber, rack the slide. The list goes on and on.
And you know something, Todd? It never goes the way you think it's going to go. I don't know if you heard in the news, I think it was last week, a couple of police officers, they saw a guy in New York on the subway, he had a knife.
Oh my God, I heard about that.
And then they draw their weapons.
Police officers drew and then hit civilians. Killed the guy with the knife, right?
Yeah.
I think he killed him. I think he killed him, and then 2 civilians got shot, and one's fighting for his life, correct?
And these are cops.
Right.
So even with the training, there's no guarantee.
There's no guarantee things are going to work out the way you want to work out.
But at least with the training, you've got more chance of making sure that you come out alive and you don't hit somebody else.
And what's the old saying, right? There's a lawyer attached to every bullet. And you're responsible, right?
Yeah.
It's even more important to work on your training and your accuracy.
Yeah.
And your fundamentals will help you with your accuracy, because God forbid you end up shooting someone else because you're panicking, you don't know how to use your firearm, you're not well trained.
Yeah.
Now you got bigger problems. It's just so important to train, do it in your home. You go to the indoor range. Indoor ranges are great, but like Paul said, you should be trying to find some classes and going on a knee that have defensive shooting fundamental drills on a knee, behind cover, and on the move. It's very, very important to get comfortable. You're moving while you're shooting. It's all important stuff, and with a little bit, a couple times a month, maybe you go one outdoor, one indoor a month, and you'll be surprised after a few months, you're getting comfortable with it.
Yeah. If you got a place to go and take your car where no one's around, practice coming out of your car.
Yeah.
And drawing your weapon. Things like that. I mean, because you never know.
And also cleaning your gun, right? We're talking about training. It's important to know your firearm, read that manual, and the list goes on and on, guys. And listen, we hope you enjoyed the show. Just a little touch on training, very, very important. I can't stress it enough. To that new shooter, if you're new and you just got a gun and maybe you went to the range once, get on a regular routine. And you know what? It's fun. It's fun. It's fun to go shooting. We enjoy it. We love it.
We love it.
Anyway, thank you for coming on our show and listening to us today. We appreciate you. We hope you like and subscribe and share our channel with other people. And have a great day.
Yep.